It's got a seasonal spice kind of thing to it. Do you like this one?
Oh yeah, this one's really good. Oh, it's got lots of
Unbelievable. It smells like a
cinnamon in it.
candle.
It tastes so good.
It's unreal. That's Christmas in a cup.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So we came over the other side, which is where they do their hard ciders, and we got 2 flights, 1 each. And this is how you sample it. Now they offer, looks like currently 10 different ciders. They are out of 1. And since we have 4 each on the flights to sample, we've opted to not go with their sweetest one, which is Good Altitude. It also has the highest alcohol content of anyone at 7.2%. But we're gonna try all of them now and see kind of what we think. Let's pull our cards out so we know. So the first one we're gonna go with here is called Trust Fund. It's dry as the haystack is what it's called, and it's 5.9%. And this is a very generous size. And to give you an idea, a flight of 4 is about $10. Just under $10 with tax, maybe 9. I think it was like $19.70 for
just under 20
8 samples for all of them. So.
And it's a pretty generous portion of each one. So.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah.
We're both cider fans. Some ciders are really good. Some of them are terrible. Unfortunately, they have told us that they've been so popular lately that they don't have any of these in cans. Apparently they're cool. They have some stuff over there, but maybe it's not their offerings. So we're gonna be able to try them, but we're not gonna be able to buy any cans to bring back to the room or home with us. So I really like this one.
It tastes like champagne.
It does, it tastes like, yeah, it does. That's it. It does taste like champagne. But it's not overly fizzy, which is good.
Right, yeah.
So
I like that.
I enjoyed that one. Let's see. So this one is called Soul Shifter, and this is tart and sweet, balanced and dry. We have a tendency to like dry ciders. It's sweeter than the first one.
It is.
Not quite as dry. And so it tastes like a champagne if it was like 10% like
or maybe more
flat.
like a white wine. A white.
It is, but it's still got all right, if we're going in that, it's more toward a Riesling because it still does have the fizziness to it. This one's really good too.
It is really good.
So of the 2, that one's sweeter, but so far we liked all of them. Why don't you start with this one? This one's going to be Barn Dance, Perfect Dance of dry and sweet. This is 6.9. This is their second highest alcohol content.
You can definitely taste it a lot more sweet.
Looks like they move up the sweetness because what's happening is the first ones are all like haystack color. They're all clear, maybe like a kind of like a light beer, and then over here we get some lights on the end, but then we have some roses and some ambers.
Yeah, I think this one has blueberry in it, but that's a spoiler. So.
Yeah, she asked if we like blueberry. Yeah, this one's got more of almost like a brute kind of flavor to it.
Still
Trust
super
Fun
fresh.
is still my favorite so far.
Yeah.
The first one's really good.
Mine too.
Okay, we'll try this one. This is Rural Recess, dry hopped, floral notes, beer monsters, and most everyone else approves.
It definitely has a beer flavor to it. But
Dry
this is
hopped.
great, is that all of these are gluten-free.
Yeah.
So for those of us that have gluten sensitivities, you get a little bit of a beer essence, I should say.
This
really
is
good.
here it is. So they're $9.85, and that includes the tax. So there we are. They have these little flight cards. You can just check the ones you want, kind of like if you were doing a wine tasting. Let's see what this one's. It's still more tart than a beer. This would be kind of like maybe toward a Hefeweizen, but it's more tart. So it's like a Hefeweizen almost mixed with a.
You can definitely taste the hops in it.
You can. I like this one and the first flight, Trust Fund and Rural Recess were my favorites.
First and fourth.
Yeah, they were my favorites. So, Trust Fund, Rural Recess. If you like sweeter notes, probably the Soul Shifter and the Barn Dance would be the ones you would prefer. Okay, we're moving on now to City Slacker.
Okay, so all of these now have more fruit flavors to them. These have specific
And they
flavors.
have a distinct bar through the middle because there's kind of a divide,
Yeah.
and so we opted not to go with good altitude, so we won't be able to see what that one's like. And then they're out of You'll Smile at the bottom, very bottom, and so we just picked the top 4 of each one. So why don't we start with the City Slacker? This is crisp raspberry and lemon, summer seasonal. I love lemon.
You can definitely taste the raspberry.
I was gonna say with the color, it's probably gonna be raspberry strong. Oh, that's really different.
It's unique.
Yeah, you can taste very much so. Are you getting the lemon much?
Not much at all.
No, it's raspberry strong. So if you're, yeah, the lemon's like a very minor
Yeah.
note for at least my palate. But it's good. I don't typically like raspberry flavored things. I probably wouldn't order this one first, but if I was at like a party and someone had this, I would certainly have some of it. So let's see, the next one is United State.
I'm excited to try this one. This one has blueberry in it.
Heroic Dry, real blueberry for bluer skies ahead.
And you can see how blue it is.
And it's really got a red note to it, but I mean, it's really red, but you can definitely see.
It's very mild.
On flavor or?
Yeah. On sweetness, on flavor.
Yeah. It's kind of strange. You can't always do everything by color, but between the two, this one was the punchier
Way more flavor
as
in
far
that
as the
one.
berry flavor. It stands out more. This one's really good though. I like
It
this
is.
one. Of the two, I like this one better.
Yeah. All right,
It's
so
so
this
cool
one-
that they offer this here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what a lot of people, and what we saw coming here, I'll be honest with you, I did a little bit of research and just some places to come in Stowe that are kind of either iconic or really well represented or well known. And this is certainly one of them because I think we were really looking for the donuts. We'd heard a lot about them, and certainly hot apple cider.
Yes.
I don't know if I realized until almost today that they had this much available in the hard ciders.
Yeah.
So it's kind of exciting to get something unexpected at a place that, kind of thought we knew what all they had to offer. So
All right, so
Next one
number
is-
3 is
clairvoyant.
this one has pineapple and pepper.
A
Has basil
splash of
and
pineapple gently toweled off with a hint of basil and pepper. Now this is,
oh, you can smell the pineapple.
yeah, you can, whoa, it almost smells, does it smell kind of almost like a perfume?
Yeah, kind of.
It's got a sweetness. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'll be honest with you, if we hadn't asked which one's the sweet, because if it's too sweet, we don't tend to enjoy them. I might have, based on the description, I might have said, let's skip this one. Just if I was
Yeah.
looking at the descriptions, we just straight up said, what's the sweetest one? Let's just,
I'm undecided on that one. I can taste the basil.
they did a good job describing this one. Because it definitely has a pepper.
The basil's in there and the pineapple is in there. It's very fresh and light. It's a summer blend, which would be great on a really hot day.
The pepper, though, I've never had a beverage taste quite like this. Okay, so if you're looking for something very unique, the clairvoyant is definitely one to consider. All right, so the last one we have is Grateful Sled, and that's the holiday trip to a crisp mulled cider.
I don't think
Fall,
have you
winter,
ever had
seasonal.
a mulled cider?
I don't know. If I have, I didn't know that's what it was.
My sister makes a really good one, and she makes it at the holiday. So I'm
But
excited to
see,
try
a
this
mulled
one.
cider, I think, is normally served warm, aren't they? Hot?
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we may experience on this trip as
Smells
well.
like Christmas.
Oh my gosh, yes, it does. It's got a seasonal spice kind of thing to it. Do you like this
Oh
one?
yeah, this one's really good. Oh, it's got lots of
Unbelievable. It smells like a
cinnamon in it.
candle.
It's smell it. It tastes so good.
It's unreal. That's Christmas in a cup.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. It tastes like a holiday dessert. Like a pumpkin pie, maybe?
The Clairvoyant and this one have the most unique flavors. Clairvoyant is peppery.
Yeah.
This tastes like an ornament. It's so weird.
If I could buy some, I would buy this one.
Yeah, especially this time of year. We're getting in the holidays. We're still here mid-October.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is so good.
So what's your favorite overall? That one?
As far as unique, this one for sure. I also really liked the first one, the Trust Fund.
Yeah.
Fun.
They're plays on words, obviously. Trust, fun, Clairvoyant.
Yeah.
Woman's
This one's
name Claire.
Grateful Sled. Clearly,
So-
they like the Grateful Dead here at this
Yeah.
restaurant.
Let's see. Let me do the Clairvoyant one again. I would say. See, I would have left this one off, and I would have been mad to have missed it because this
It's such
one
a
is.
unique
Yeah.
blend. I would say my least favorite, for sure, is
Yeah.
this one.
Which is
The
bizarre
blueberry.
because I might have thought this one was one we would like the most, but.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we asked for guidance on which one to leave off because they have 9 currently. We only could do 8. And she asked immediately, do you like blueberry? And of course, we do like blueberry, but I think this was going to be where she was going to lean to leaving this one off. And
Kinda
so now
sounds
I
like
am
this one
curious
was
about
not
the other
her
one.
Personal favorite.
Yeah, probably not her. I was joking around. I said, hey, which one's not good? And she laughed. But I would say, yeah, surprisingly enough, I would have thought just on description, this would have probably been in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And it's probably 8 out of 8 for me too. Yeah. And then you have some ones like the Soul Shifter and the Barn Dance and the Rural Recess are all pretty good. I like the Rural Recess. I would say my favorite because it's just in general as far as ciders go. I like the Trust Fund. That was my favorite one.
Just generic, everyday cider. That one is definitely would be my go-to.
My second favorite, again, the Rural Recess. I really like this one. It's got more of it's slightly less dry, and it's slightly, like you said, if this is more like champagne, this is like maybe a slightly flat champagne, just ever so slightly flat. The pepper one it's like my brain says you're not gonna like it, and I keep tasting it.
You know, he keeps going back to it.
It's really different. I would say if you want a good spectrum of ones to try, out of the ones that we did, Trust Fund, Clairvoyant, Grateful Sled, you gotta have those 3.
Yeah, those
and then
for sure.
after that, I would say if you want something more different, maybe the City Slacker. It's the raspberry lemon one because it is a berry, so it's gonna be more distinct
Yeah.
from the other ones. If you like the drier end of things, the Rural Recess would be the other one I would recommend.
Yeah.
The fizz is building up.
But hands down, this Grateful Sled one, my absolute favorite. I would take this one hands down every single time. I'm a huge Christmas fan, so anything related to Christmas, I'm going to gravitate towards.
Yeah, I would say as far as diversity of flavors, the flight that I would try, having just resampled these, Trust Fund, City Slacker, Clairvoyant, and Grateful Sled. Because even though those 4 at the bottom are all kind of grouped together, they are really different in taste, whereas the first 4, you can see the roll-off between each. They're distinct, but you have to taste them back to back to back, I think, to get the nuances, where I could go from a really dry one to the Sled, to the pepper, to this one, and know immediately which ones I'm getting. So I think the verdict is they're mostly pretty good. The one that I didn't like was actually United States. That was the only one that I was just like, not my
a
thing.
huge fan. Yeah, it doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
It's just bland.
Unexpectedly not very blueberry.
Yeah.
So if you're coming through Stowe or you're near Stowe, this is going to be a spot that's going to be high on most people's to-do
Yeah.
lists. Is going to be Cold Hollow, but a lot of families are going to be on the far side.
Get yourself a donut, get some hot cider.
Try
do
it
the
for
flight.
sure.
and
but
then stock
do a
up on some
flight.
dry foods.
Do 2 flights. That's what we
Yeah.
did. And you know, you get little. It's a flight, so you get little generous samplings of each. And then honestly, I'll be honest with you, if they had some that we could take home, I think Grateful Sled and Trust Fund would probably be the two we'd
Yeah.
buy. I like the peppery one because it's really different. I don't know if I would want to sit back and, you know, pop a can open and sit there and just drink that one.
Yeah.
But I do like the flavor of it. So anyway, highly recommended. This was a lot of fun. We're going to continue on our adventure. A couple more stops that we'll bring you reviews of, hopefully, or just let you know how our experience is. Maybe a few more distilleries, cider stops, wineries, that sort of thing. But until the next time, guys, we'll catch you then.